Hey guys, it's RivaThames. Today I have another video on what abilities I think would be cool for the upcoming Clone Wars heroes in Battlefront 2. In this video I'm going to be talking about Count Dooku. I've taken inspiration from the Clone Wars series and from what he's seen doing in the movies. The gameplay in the background was made by DRAGON VADER and created a winter version of Takodana and Kashyyyk for arcade. A very cool mod, so if you're interested in downloading this, there's a download link for both of them in the description. He's done a brilliant job here and I thought it would be great to showcase this, as I couldn't use the Count Dooku mod because unfortunately it's outdated and doesn't work with the new modding tools. But I think these winter variants are just as cool to show, so be sure to check it out if you want to download it. So let's get started with my first idea, which is a lightning throw. In the prequel movie Attack of the Clones, Dooku fights with both Anakin and Obi-Wan. But Anakin got ahead of himself and got hit with Dooku's Force Lightning. And this is the exact scene I picture Dooku having. Using lightning to quickly hit an enemy, then choose a direction to throw them in. Or you know how Darth Vader's Force Choke has some minor mobility that you can make people fall off ledges. Something like that I think would work. You hit them with your lightning, then you can decide if you want to throw them to the left or to the right, maybe even just forwards. Maybe you can get a quick indicator to say, you know, throw them to the left, press this, throw it to the right, press this, you know, something like that I think would be quite cool. Of course, Dooku would look amazing with some kind of lightning attack. I'd be very surprised if DICE didn't include one for him. So my next idea is, how about giving us the option to use Force Lightning or a lightsaber? Remember Jyn Erso from the Scarif DLC in Battlefront 1? You could change your primary weapon from a pistol to a rifle blaster. And I think this would be an interesting feature to have for Dooku. Some players may really want to use the lightsaber, but they can also have the option to use the Force Lightning. But there could always be the choice if you wanted to switch over to the Force Lightning, similar to how Palpatine uses his. And I think this would be cool to give Dooku an ability where the player can choose how they want to play the hero. It's not like a predetermined hero, you know, these are their abilities, you know, get going. This way you'll never know what kind of Dooku you're going up against. They could have the Force Lightning or they could have the lightsaber out. It will constantly alter the hero combat and the way of playing Dooku. And it can also bring up a new way of mastering both of these techniques. I know it may be a bad idea to give this instead of a proper ability, so this could always be an additional trait that Dooku has, on top of 3 abilities. It wouldn't make him any stronger in theory, but it would give the player a more enjoyable experience because they can choose what kind of primary attack they want to do. Maybe it can be balanced out that the lightsaber and the Force Lightning is no better than one another, so it will be as equal as they can be with the addition of 3 abilities, just to give that player some choice in how they want to play their hero. Next, a move seen used in the Clone Wars TV show, a Force Lightning push. Anakin once again gets ahead of himself and runs at Dooku, but Dooku stops him this time by using Force Lightning and then goes to push him with both hands after being hit with the lightning. So what I think would be a cool way to implement this is to have Dooku use a standard force push, but with some additional health slowly being drained from the enemy hero after they've been hit. You know how the physics in this game, that if you get force pushed, you'll fall to the ground and you're going to have to pick yourself back up. So after a hero being hit with the push, they could have a few lightning effects around their body. And this could take maybe 20 health per second if they've been hit. And this could go on for maybe 3 to 5 seconds. Just to show that aftermath of being hit with such a powerful Force Lightning push. So it's not just a normal push, it will have that side effect of the lightning, similar to how a Dioxis grenade will drain your health slowly. Just Dooku's version will be stopped after 3 or something seconds. I think this would be a cool idea to put a unique take on a normal force push. To have a normal force push, but once you've got back up, the ability's not over, you'll be slowly draining health for a few seconds, just to show the mastery of Dooku's Force lightning and power of the Force, and knowledge of the dark side. For my third idea, I mentioned in my video about how Anakin and Obi-Wan should bring something game changing to alter the hero combat. So with this idea, I think it would work quite well for Dooku. Dooku could use Force lightning from one hand while he is blocking in the other. As we know, Dooku's lightsaber duels are fought with one hand based on how he's learned to do his combat. So he will more or less always have his left hand free. So Dooku could block and use the Force lightning attack at the same time. Similar to that of Palpatine when he is blocking, you know, the chain lightning, Dooku could activate a chain lightning ability while he is blocking with his right hand. I think this would be an interesting scenario to be with Dooku, as any hero confronting him could be hit with an attack when Dooku's in a defensive state. Right now, if you're blocking as a hero or villain, you can't really do anything. You're going to have to break the block to then use an ability. So I think this would be a fairly cool trait to see Dooku have, as we have seen him use Force lightning with one hand multiple times and only use his right hand for his lightsaber. Having that kind of multitasking implemented into the hero, I think would be a really cool feature. Of course, I'm sure Dooku will have some kind of lightsaber focused ability as well. Perhaps he could activate an ability where all of the incoming blaster fire is accurately deflected for maybe 5 seconds. I think this would be a great ability. It's a very defensive and can be very good in Galactic Assault. On top of this, maybe you could have unlimited stamina while you're blocking, so you'll be able to accurately deflect all blaster fire and have unlimited stamina while doing it, so you're not at any disadvantage when using this ability. And I believe Dooku should have complete mobility when using this. He shouldn't just have to stand still and deflect. Maybe he could sprint and deflect at the same time. That would be a more interesting take on a block. Again, I'm really interested in changing up the hero combat. If we have a hero that's just 3 abilities similar to the other ones, the hero combat is going to feel very stale quickly, in my opinion. I think some of these abilities and heroes need to have something unique brought into them. With the lightsaber attacks, I think it is quite hard to add, because I've just been thinking about the Force lightning so much because it's such an interesting ability I want to discuss. But a few ideas I had for the lightsaber attacks could be, you know how Palpatine's chain lightning will chain from an enemy to an enemy and then an enemy? Maybe Dooku could have a lightsaber variation of that. So he'll go to dash towards one enemy, and after he's hit them, he'll then move on to the next enemy and then to the next, whoever's really close in that range. And I reckon this could do about 150 damage. So it can one-shot 3 of the classes in Galactic Assault and, you know, leave the heavy very weak. As well as the heroes, 150 is an average lightsaber strike, I'd say. Lightsabers at the moment do 100 damage per hit. So I think this ability to do 150 per hit hero would be an interesting and quite a hard thing to counter, because Dooku can quickly jump onto you and start attacking. It wouldn't be too strong as it would be going from multiple targets, but I think it's a great way to lower all of your opposition's health to then engage in a fight. And I think this would be really useful in heroes versus villains, because just like Palpatine's chain lightning, you can deal damage across all heroes if they're close to each other. Just this time, Dooku could do it with a lightsaber. Like I said, I've been focusing on the lightning side of things for the majority of this video, and that's because I just find it so interesting and so excited to see what Dooku's abilities will actually be. I did find some trouble coming up with some lightsaber attack ability ideas, so this is where I want you guys to come in. What do you guys think Dooku could have as a lightsaber ability? Let me know all your ideas in the comments and I'll be sure to read through all of them. But that's it for the video. Let me know if you liked my ideas or not. If you didn't, that's fine, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but let me know all your ideas, like I said, down in the comments. Thanks for watching, it's been Riva, and I'll see you in the next video.